Hello, guys. Apologize for being about a minute late. I was literally live chatting with my bro. I don't know if he'll show up in the stream later, but by the way, if I seem a little uncomfortable, I want to apologize right now. I may have some kind of ailment that I wasn't aware of that I had, but like I've been experiencing it for like several weeks, but maybe weren't known for it, and it's it's an unusual feeling. Um, I'm not sure if there's a cure for it or not. I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna do my best to get through this stream without looking too uncomfortable. So I apologize. Uh, by the way, I actually had a number of video ideas that I wanted to record. Um, I started. I couldn't get them up, so I assure you, probably I would say next Tuesday and Wednesday. Between those 2 days, you're gonna get six videos. You're gonna get two rankings, two reactions, and two reviews. I have two games that I feel like I want to review, and I might even start throwing in some retro reviews. That way, I'm reviewing something, and then moving forward, at least for the rest of the month of July, I want to try to do one of each every week, unless until like some big media gaming story comes up, so I can talk about it again, and then get into more of the controversial stuff. So that's what's going on with me. How are all of you guys doing? First question. Okay, nice. Great with the questions. Let's start. Would you do a video on if Assassin's Creed took place in World War II? Where'd you get? Would you get to play as Desmond's grandfather? Hmm. Uh okay. Here's the problem with making an Assassin's Creed in a somewhat modern era. A lot of the mechanics would be based around shooting. So I don't know how, and even if you played an assassin, like it would feel too much like a shooter. You have to remember, Assassin's Creed is usually a lot of hacking, like melee combat, and you can't really take that out. I don't think it's ever been successfully done. There have been firearms, but you literally would be put in a situation where your character is using firearms, and so instead of it being more of like a melee type of game, it would be somewhat of like a stealth third person shooter. And I just don't think Ubisoft is willing to take that kind of leap. I mean, don't get me wrong, you had firearms in like Assassin's Creed 3, but those were, like flintlock pistols or single shot muskets. So, like, things that were like only firing one shot at a time. They don't want to do something that has like rapid fire. I mean, that's why I'm maybe I think the farthest they would maybe try to go forward is maybe the Civil War, which I would be surprised if they never attempted that. But yeah, I can't imagine them setting an Assassin's Creed game in World War II. I just don't think the combat would work very well. G-Law, it's close to midnight and oh God, please try not to make me laugh. Oh dear. Oh, my bowels are just they're going all over the place right now. Ugh. Just try not to make me laugh. Uh how's my day going? I wish it was going better. I had some ideas sent to me, but I didn't have any really great ideas that I wanted to immediately film. I saw like these like maybe ideas, and I really want to like put out like content that like I'm really interested into. Even though I invite the question, sometimes I'll just get like random ideas and be like, well, that's like a so and so idea, but like I haven't had any really good ideas sent to me, and like I was just brainstorming, and then like a few of them just popped out of nowhere when I wasn't thinking about making content, and I was trying to film them today, but things happened, and yeah, I'm gonna have to push that back till next week. Uh, you're Yeah, still with yeah. You're never gonna get a World War II game. Yeah, Assassin's Creed World War II, you can't do it. It's just the combat. I mean, when you have automatic weapons, what would you play as? Even if you played as a sniper, you're gonna be dealing with rapid fire enemies. You're not gonna get close. Uh, my opinion on the poop and pee fetish, that's disgusting. Who the hell wants to get peed and pooped on? I mean, it's human waste. Why would you want to mess with that? You could get sick from that. That's ugh. I mean, do you guys remember that old video? I never saw it. I heard about it, but like two girls in one cup. I heard what happened, but like I never watched it because I was like, who the hell would want to see that? But apparently that got popular. I don't even know when that came out, but that was like so long ago. Ooh, ooh boy. But like this, it might be so bad. Like what's happening with me, you might be able to hear it through the mic. That's how bad it is. So if you hear like an odd noise, I apologize. Caleb, thoughts on the Legend of Zelda franchise? I have played a few games, but I wouldn't say I'm a fan of Legend of Zelda. I haven't played a Zelda game in like 20 years. I've only played three. The only three Zelda games I've ever played was A Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo and Oracle of Ages and Seasons on the Game Boy Color. And both of those games came out, I believe, in 2001. So it's been like over 20 years, and I've just not really had an interest in revisiting Zelda. I've played three of the games. I kind of get the concept, but yeah. Me boom. Do you know if I can transfer save game data from a PlayStation Series to a PlayStation 5? I don't think so. I do not think you can do that. I've not heard of that ever happening, so I find it unlikely. Zach Toff. So do you think that Marvel 1943 will work in World War II? It's Captain America and Black Panther. I saw that test footage. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play it. Like, show me some gameplay and then maybe. But like, I'm kind of done with Marvel at the time right now. I don't want like Spider-Man's let me down. I'm trying to stay away from the films, even though I kind of got a little bit tempted to pre-order to go see Wolverine and Deadpool. And the games haven't really been interesting me at all, or the movies, or the comic book series, or the anime series, or the cartoons. So, yeah, I would need to see some gameplay before I make a final decision on that one. Lindsay, how about a video on Marvel's Wolverine coming out thoughts? Well, I still need to see more about that. I heard there was like leaked footage, but like I didn't see it. Like I wanted to avoid it. Like if it's made from the same people making Marvel Spider-Man, then I would prefer to wait till they're ready to reveal it, and then I'll make my judgment on it. But like I've been avoiding all information based on that game since apparently a few leaks. G-Law, Bad Boys. Oh jeez, don't make me laugh. Oof. Ooh. Okay. Boda, if I haven't seen Jarhead in any capacity, would you want a movie to be set in the Persian Gulf? I think I've seen Jarhead once, maybe. But no, I wouldn't be interested in a movie set in the Persian Gulf War. I don't know much about it, so I'm not interested. Bob Shepard, you look new. Brian, can you say I'm a... No, I don't want to say it because it's going to make me laugh, and that's the last thing I want to do right now. But good try. Do you like cologne? Yeah, I have some cologne. I rarely put it on because I don't have special occasions very often, but like, you know, if I'm going on a special occasion, yeah, I'll put some on. I've got cologne that I've had for like I have like two things of cologne that I've had for like 15 years. Like I got back like at when I was working at Walgreens in my like early 20s, like when I was like 21, like when I was like 20, 21, I got like two things of cologne, and I've like rarely used them. Like the bottles are still pretty full. So yeah, I do. I think it just depends on the occasion. Super gaming. So what is the next video going to be? Okay. Well, the two ranking videos are going to be ranking, doing a worst to best of all of the Kanto and Johto Pokemon gym leaders. Because I was recently just brainstorming. I was just playing some playing some Pokemon Diamond, and the idea of going over the gym leaders of the two eras that I'm the most familiar with came up. So those are the worst to best videos. The reaction videos is me watching a live duel between Yugi and Seto because someone did recommend the idea and I thought it was okay, and me trying to react and do a not laugh challenge. And then the next two videos after that are reviews, and I'm reviewing Helldivers because I think now that a lot of the community has left Helldivers, I think now's the best time to review it. And then the other one is a mystery retro game, which I'm not going to spoil here. So that's what the next 6 videos are going to be. But I'm going to spread them out over the next 2 weeks. So like next week, between Monday and Wednesday, you'll get 3 videos, and then the following week you'll get another 3. So that's currently my plan. I would have wanted to start it like today, but like the ideas for the video did not get to me till like just today. Like I like to like plan out my videos like a day or 2 in advance before filming and editing. Can you please bring back skits? What do you mean skits? I never attempt skits. Skits? I never attempted skits. What skit are you thinking of? There's only one time I attempted a skit in it. It didn't work out very well. I don't think I think most of the people here weren't watching me back then, or you're someone who's probably watched some of my very, very early videos and like see how ridiculous I was. Cerberus, how am I doing? I'm okay, but I wish I was doing a little bit better. Bob Shepard, I often scratch my ass during WASP session. Well, I think that's a little too much information, but thanks for watching. Ooh. Ooh, boy, it's hitting. G-Law, I want to be the very best. Oh, Jesus. What is it with you guys today and trying to make me laugh? Like, if it was any other day, I'd be up for it. But, oh, the last thing I want to do is laugh right now because I don't want to cause any vibrations in this area. I just don't. So, ugh. Let's just. I'm trying not to laugh. I'm just like, maybe a small laugh, but like, I'm not trying to go all hard here. So, Brian, not sure who you would pick as your Autobot partner. I'd pick Ironhide. That would be my Autobot partner. Mayboom, is there a past era you love the Assassin's Creed to take part in? Yes, Mayboom, there is. And it's coming. Feudal Japan. I've been saying that for like over 10 years, and we're finally getting it. So I can't think of any other eras apart from Feudal Japan I want to see another Assassin's Creed. Like, put it like this. They could stop Assassin's Creed after this next one. They could just like stop the franchise and like Ubisoft wants to retire it and go on to something else, and I will be perfectly happy with that because Feudal Japan is like the most perfect location and time period for an Assassin's Creed game of any era. So once you've hit there, I can't think of where you go from there because Feudal Japan is just the most perfect spot. A relevant of mine told me the absolute closest we've ever get to having a Call of Duty movie is Black Hawk Down. Would you agree? Your opinion? That's actually an interesting question. But to be fair, you could slap you could slap Call of Duty to almost any war like type movie, and it would feel pretty accurate. Like if you called it Call of Duty Black Hawk Down, that would feel comfortable. 13 hours in Benghazi, I would say that's even closer. Like that, just the time frame, you could make that Call of Duty. Um, Wind Takers, you could turn that into a Call of Duty movie. Saving Private Ryan, I think Saving Private Ryan is a little too personal, so you couldn't do that. It needs to have a much more broader cast. Um, but I would say that Black Hawk Down is definitely one of the best like war type combat movies I've seen in the last 20 years, without question. It's if I were to make a ranking of like top 5 favorite like war movies, that would easily be in that list without question. So I would say your relative is not too far off of that statement. Lindsay, how would you feel about Mortal Kombat anime about the arcade ending? Hmm, I would be totally fine with that. Uh, with Liu Kang winning, yeah, I guess because isn't that kind of how the games go? There's like one character whose ending is actual canon with each game moving forward. Like isn't that how it works? I do believe it's Liu Kang. Like chronologically, canon wise, Liu Kang is supposed to have won the first 3 Mortal Kombat games. So it is there, but yeah, if you want to do like an anime around that, yeah, sure. I mean, I can only imagine just how cool the animations would be. Like if you did it like how Castlevania did their anime series on Netflix, like something like that, I think would be pretty cool. Super Gaming. I would like to see a ranking video of Dragon Ball Z games. Here's the problem with that. There's so many I haven't played. There's so many. Like the last Dragon Ball Z game I played was Kakarot. I think there's like a Z Fighter. I've never played that. I don't think I'll play this new one coming out. I've never played any of the Tenkaichi. I think that's how it says. I've never played any of those. I've only played the Budokai games. So Budokai's 1, 2, and 3. I've not played any of the ones that followed those. And then I think I played like one Dragon Ball Z game on Game Boy Advance. I think it's called like It's like Legacy or Legend of Goku, and that's about it. So like if I'm really rounding it up, I've probably played maybe only 5 or 6 Dragon Ball Z games, and I know there's like a lot of them. So trying to do a ranking of Dragon Ball Z games would not go well. It would be a very small list. Zach Toff, did I know it's the 17th anniversary of the first live-action Transformers movies? Yeah, someone remind me, which is crazy because I saw that in theaters. That came out in '07, and I'm pretty sure that came out in '07 because we were talking about it at school the next day. Like a lot of movies did come out that year. But yeah, that's pretty great. That makes me feel pretty old. Lindsay, if you were to open a company, what would it be like? Probably a gaming company, preferably equipment or things that gamers need, or equipment that kind of it like for a lot of like accessories. They make accessories that you attach to your already like established equipment. I would make accessories that already have those attachments added. Like example, like let's say you have a controller like this. Instead of just making these clamps that you would buy separately and then add to your controller, I would just make a controller that has all these additions. Like all my controllers have grips that I buy apart. Hang on. It's this one's tough. Yeah, like little grips. Like I would just make controllers like have those additions already. Ah, shit. I just turned on my PlayStation 3. Nice to know it worked. I mean, of course it still works. But yeah, that's what I would do. Maybe which Modern Warfare protagonist is my favorite? I guess Soap? I guess by default, because if we're talking like Modern Warfare, then I guess Soap. I go with him. I mean, Price. I mean, I don't. I mean, there's Roach and then there's Price, but like Bryce is like the icon of the franchise. So you don't want to go with him. That just seems a little too generic. So I would just go Soap, I guess. Lindsay, would you? How would I feel about a Mortal Kombat What If show? There's what. Well, they're kind of already doing that with like a lot of the live action, well, not live action, the animated movies. A lot of those are like what if scenarios. Like I think the Sub Zero one, like that was one where like if Kano won, and then there's one about Johnny. Like those I consider like what if anime movies. So I think we don't really need a whole show about that because I think the movies are doing just fine. Ooh. Favorite Danny DeVito role? Probably the Penguin in Batman Returns. Hey man. Okay. Am I playing multi-versus? No, I'm not. Would you do a Man of Steel video or video on? No, I would not. So you heard about Snake Eyes movie? There's a Snake Eyes movie? When they're making one? Why? They haven't made a G.I. Joe film in like 10 years. I think that the last one, I think it was called G.I. Joe Retribution, came out a long time ago. I mean, I saw it in theaters and I thought I was okay, but and then I know they're trying to bring the GI Joe back and team them up with the Transformers, but I didn't see that film. I just heard about the ending. What's my favorite black comedy movie? I can't think of any off the top of my head. I mean, does Scary Movie count? I mean, if that counts, then I'd go with that one. Yeah, there's one G.I. Joe Origin Snake Eyes. When is this movie coming out? That seems stupid. I mean, Snake Eyes is interesting because you don't know anything. When the hell is this coming out? That just sounds like a stupid idea. It's like you don't want to ruin what makes Snake Eyes interesting because he's so mysterious. So why would they want to make a movie like that? That's just dumb. Thoughts on Jackie Chan and Jet Li? Oh, I think they were pretty good action stars when they were younger. I think for the most part they've both retired. So since the 4th of July is tomorrow, are there any patriotic movies you would like to watch or commemorate the occasion? Unfortunately, no. Believe it or not, it's actually my first time I can recall that I don't work the night of 4th of July. That hasn't happened in a while. I would get fireworks, but I just think that'd be a waste of money. And I think the last time I maybe lit fireworks, I was like 13 years old. Like I stopped doing that. There are very few holidays I even celebrate. May Boom, one of my favorites is Coming to America. I've seen that, but that's not one of my favorites. Like I've seen that like a couple times, but like it's not one of my favorites. Have I watched The Dark Knight Returns? It's actually a good animated movie based off the comic. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen both parts. I actually did for those who have been watching me long enough, back when The Dark Knight Rises was about to come out, I actually did, I want to say it was maybe 3 or 4, maybe it was longer. It was like 3 or 4 months of like me reviewing nothing but Batman movies, and I reviewed every single one of them. I even went back to the old Adam West stuff. I reviewed the anime series, I reviewed the anime movies, I reviewed the live action movies, I reviewed the games. It was just months and months and months and months of Batman reviews. I think it's still up. And the funny thing is that there's like a really cool intro for those videos. Like I have a whole playlist of this, and I lost that intro. I've been looking for that intro, but I lost it years ago. But like that was fun. It was called Batman Month, and the whole concept was I wanted to upload a month's worth of Batman content. So like 30 plus videos over the span of like months leading up into the Dark Knight Rises, and it would end with the Dark Knight Rises, and that's how it ended. But yeah, I've seen that they did that in like two parts. Yeah, I've seen it. It's been out since July 2023. What the hell? I didn't hear about this, and if it did come out, then it mustn't have been very good because I honestly I didn't hear about this, and that sounds like a dumb idea. Lindsay, thoughts on any of the Riddick movies? They're fine. There's four of them. I like the games. There's two games. They could do a third if they wanted to, but I think the four films are good. I heard that Vin Diesel might be thinking about doing a fifth. So, ooh, God, I gotta do something. This is really hitting me hard. Have I seen a Resident Evil fan film on YouTube called Keeper's Diary? No, maybe I have never heard of a Resident Evil fan film. I didn't think people did those kind of things anymore. I've seen plenty of Star Wars fan films, but not Resident Evil. Thoughts on DC movies coming? I don't know. I don't know. I need a trailer or something. I don't know. All we've seen is just some pictures of Superman, and it just looks like another Superman movie. It doesn't. I mean, I'll see it when I see it, but I'm not overly excited. I'm kind of like done with my excitement for comic book movies is kind of over. Like if one comes out and it looks interesting, I'll go see it. But I'm like I don't really get too excited for them anymore. All right, we still got 30 minutes left. Would you like to own a hover bike? No, I would not. Nope, I would not do well with that. Sounds dangerous, and it sounds expensive to maintain it. And I live in Vegas. Where the hell would I go to use it? Did I ever skateboard? No. But I have a skateboard right there. This little blue line here. Like right here. That's a skateboard. But no, I never actually skateboarded. I did used to skate with rollerblades, but I've never learned to skateboard. That seems like a young person's thing. I think I'm a little too old to learn. Maybe if I had been into it when I was a teenager, I'd still know how to do it now. But yeah, I think I'm just too old for it. Last time I went skating, I almost dislocated my ankle. Yeah, one time I was skating, I was rollerblading, and I actually lost balance. And it was like the first time I landed on my back really hard, and like that was like the first time I experienced like the term "got the wind knocked out of me." Like that was an unusual experience, but like I stopped rollerblading after that. It's like if you try to learn how to It's like if you try to learn how to surf and you have one bad experience. Are you gonna quit? Yeah, probably. Would you? What? Are you insane? Would I prefer Xbox if it didn't have Call of Duty or stick to play? Dude, my preference for PlayStation has nothing to do with Call of Duty. Absolutely nothing to do with it. That wouldn't change anything at all. Mayboom, I used to have one with Hot Wheels written on, and I just said when I just became a teenager. Eh. If you could write for any failed TV show or movie, which would it be? I wouldn't. I wouldn't make for a good writer at all. And writers are typically like multiple teams. There's hardly ever just one writer because you kind of want to mix ideas. So I would not be the right person to be the solo writer of a show. I would not do a good job. Which chapter you think Halo should have ended? The first one. But again, I'm not much of a Halo fan, so this is just kind of coming from a biased opinion. How is Snake Eyes movie dumb? It's just showing how Snake Eyes. But here's the thing: I didn't even know this movie existed. But it's just like there's some characters like he's so. What makes Snake Eyes cool is that you don't know about him. Like sometimes revealing the origins of a mysterious character makes them less interesting. So I have to assume that whatever they did, it wasn't very interesting. Like even the GI Joe films were okay, but like they weren't like okay like because Snake Eyes and there's like Snake Eyes. I'm not really a fan of his anyway. I wasn't a fan of GI Joe in general. I was just kind of curious. So you know, would I like to live in a foreign country? Absolutely. There's a couple off the top of my head that I think I would be a little bit happier in if I was living there for like 5 or 10 years, and maybe I'd make a trip back to the States. But heck, I wouldn't mind living in another country for a time. If I had the opportunity, would I have rehabilitated Koba? What? This is so random. No, I wouldn't want to go anywhere near that chimp. No, that is such an out of nowhere question. Where'd that come from? Is there any historical time period you would like to see Chris Nolan tackle next after Dunkirk? No, he can do whatever he wants. That man has better ideas than I could ever come up with. Whatever he wants to do next, let him do it. He does not need to tackle historical periods. If he wants to, that's fine. If he doesn't, that's fine too. Who is better, Spyro or Crash? Well, I don't like either one of them. I don't think I've ever played a Spyro game, and I think the only time I ever played Crash was in that little demo section in Uncharted 4 where you're playing Crash like Drake is playing Crash Bandicoot. Like that's my only experience with that game. Like I didn't get into like trust me, there's like a lot of PlayStation games I got into, but like Crash and Spyro were not two of them. Who was a better rival, Kaiba or Jack Atlas? Ooh. Uh if I'm being fair, as much as I like Kaiba, I think Jack Atlas was a better rival because I think he could beat Yusuke on they were pretty evenly matched. They had proven that they could beat each other. Kaiba never really did. I mean, the only time he ever beat Yugi is when he threatened to throw himself off a building, and I don't think that counts. But like every other time they dueled, then Kaiba would lose, and that's not how a rivalry works. If a rivalry can only work if both men can beat the other. And you just never got that sense that Kaiba could. Like, I would have been happy, like, in the final duel, is if Kaiba had actually beaten the Pharaoh. I would have accepted that. I mean, having Yugi take on the Pharaoh was okay because, technically a Pharaoh beat Yugi once already, so it made sense for Yugi to beat a Tem. But, yeah, I just felt like Jack Atlas was more suitable. And I think his Archfiends were a good comparison to Yusuke's Stardust Dragon. So yeah, I think Jack Atlas was a better rival. Felt more balanced. May Boom, could Assassin's Creed work going into the No. No, who the hell would you play as? Dinosaur era? What the hell would you do? You wouldn't have assassins. Like what? What are you gonna play as some like rat like conscious raptor? Dude. You're just trying to screw with me now. Uh Zach Tarp, did I hear about a new Transformers game? No, I not heard of that at all. If it's nothing like the Cybertron games, I'm not interested. Transformer Galactic Trials, that's the game's name. If it's not like the Cybertron games, I'm not interested. Because that's when the Transformers games were getting like they weren't just those weren't just good games. Those were incredible games. They just so happened to be surrounded by Transformers. So yeah, those are my conditions. Any other like I've only played like my entire life. I've only played 3 Transformer games, and that's the Cybertron games. No, make that 4. Cybertron games. I have Revenge of the Fallen, but that's only because that was an easy platinum. In the 2004 PlayStation 4 exclusive Transformer game, based around the Energon era with the mini cons. I don't know a lot about Assassin's Creed, so I don't know exactly how its story goes. Well, it's kind of crazy, but I promise you, it couldn't possibly go back to the dinosaur era. I promise you that. But you're good. And we still got 20 minutes left. Guys, got anything else? We still got 20 minutes. Who's written better, Squall or Cloud? Oh, definitely Squall. Squall, definitely. If you want me to be perfectly honest, I think Squall's a better character in almost every department. Yep, no question. I think Squall's a better character. If I could pick any one main, like if I was building like the ultimate Final Fantasy team, the person I would want leading my team is definitely Squall. No question. Out of any main character, Squall will be my leader. Because he's been trained for that role. Zach Tarf. Yeah, and War and Fall Cybertron might be being re-released. I hope so. I hope they re-release those suckers. I would absolutely pay full price to replay them again on PlayStation 5. And I've heard someone mentioned this, but like I saw they might be trying to add some sort of update that may allow us to play select PlayStation 3 discs. Which if they do that, that would be a cool thing because PlayStation 4 was not backwards compatible at all, and that was like the one big issue I had with it. So if you fix that problem and you make it so the PlayStation 5 can play 4 and 3, or even select 3s, like preferably just the PlayStation exclusives, if you want to do that, because it might be a little bit more technical and on a legal sense to do third-party games. That might be more expensive, but I would say like strictly PlayStation properties, I think that would be a perfect transition. Because you already own those games. You already own the studios and the rights to those games. So to bring them over, I think would be easy. Do I miss VHSs and DVDs? I still have VHS and DVDs. What are you talking about? They never left. Do you think sex robots could be a possibility in the future? I'm pretty sure they'll be coming. I don't know. I mean, when you look at the direction that AI is going in the adult industry, there's no question that's going to become a thing. Like, they're already creating like AI like generated like. I've heard there's like there's like AI generated OnlyFans accounts, and it's not even like a real person. It's like AI generated, and people are going for that. So if people are willing to go for something that they either don't know or don't realize is completely fake, I would say a robot would be easy. It'd be hard, but I see that happening in the next 100 years. I don't think it'll happen in if it happens in our lifetime. We'll all be too old to experience it ourselves. But I do think that is a possibility. What is my favorite shooter on PlayStation 2? Favorite shooter. I gotta go with Black. I go with Black. Should have got a sequel. That was a very simple, straightforward game, but highly intense, and it's the kind of shooter that you just pick up and you start killing everything in sight. Lots of very cool sounding. The guns look great. They sound great. The explosions look good. Black, no question. Boda, I don't intend to have myself off nosy of this, but which of these two random Pixar's movies did I watch the most on VHS back in the day? Bugs Life or Monsters Inc.? Damn, that's a tough one. Bugs Life or Monsters Inc.? I gotta go with Bugs Life. Because I recall my mom bought multiple copies of that. This is how much we enjoyed A Bug's Life. We bought one copy. My mom bought one copy of the film, and some of you guys might not remember this, but do you remember with the VHS cases? There was like 4 different cases. It had Flick, Dot, Hopper, and Francis. Those are the 4 characters on the box cover. The first one we got was Flick. So we had one copy. And my little sister was so upset that she wanted a cover with Francis on it because that was her favorite character of the movie. My mom actually went out and hunted down a copy of that VHS case that had Francis on it. So for like the longest time, we had like 2 copies of it. But it was the same film, but like she just wanted a Francis cover. But it was just like, yeah, that was silly. So it had to have been A Bug's Life. And that's how Detroit Becomes Human becomes a reality. Yeah, but no one was having sex with those robots. They were more servants. As far as I could. Well, no, I take that back. Wait, I'm trying to think. I don't think that was a. I, that was a strip club. That wasn't a brothel in that game. That was a strip club. So I don't think you could have had intercourse with those robots. I don't think you could have. They had no reproductive organs. At least I don't think. But again, I don't think that could have happened. And I played that game recently. If you were in If I were in Gladiator, would I survive the arena fights? Probably not, because I wouldn't want to be there to begin with. I wouldn't survive. All right, we got 2 more minutes. Got anything else? I've owned a Walt Disney Gold Classics collection version of A Bug's Life on the VH back in my younger days because it included both sets of bloopers in the end credits. Really? I didn't know that. So, Akiza from 5Ds thinks she might be able to handle a duel with Kaiba. Is her Black Rose? Okay, here's the question. The question is, what version of Kaiba are we dealing with? Because if we're talking like old school style Kaiba, I would say yeah, because but if we're talking about like an updated version of Kaiba who's like accustomed to synchro summons and Xyz, then no. Yes, yeah, you give Kaiba access to Xyz and synchros, there's no chance. Yeah. Yeah, and Yu-Gi-Oh's not been very. They haven't hit the fact that they've updated Yugi and Kaiba's deck so that they're incorporating synchros in Kaiba's deck in Xyz and Yugi's. Like that's been a thing for years, which is why I didn't have a problem incorporating synchros and Xyz in my deck. Because once I saw that they were actually updating Yugi instead of in Kaiba's decks to incorporate those type of summoning styles, that's when I felt comfortable using them. But like for the longest time, I held off. Which anime power would you equip to fight evil? I would use teleportation so I could get out of there whenever evil showed up because I don't want to deal with it. That flick was the best shit back in the day. I guess. What? If I joined Linkin Park, would you grow spiky hair or stay bald? I wouldn't join Linkin Park at all. I wouldn't. No, that's definitely one of those. I prefer to be a fan than be part of the band. I don't love music that much to be in a band. I am much happier being just a fan. And we got 11 minutes left. I mean, Kaiba might just try his. No. Kaiba would no. You, like when you look at these updated Kaiba decks, like they're pretty lethal. He wouldn't use old school styles. Yeah, no, I don't think his traditional decks would work very well against Synchros and Xyz decks. They just can't. They can't keep up. These new summoning styles they make the game move by so much faster, and the cards were a lot more powerful. Like even by then, even like the Egyptian god cards were not very useful, which is why they needed support. You have to remember back in the day, god cards had no support. Like the support that we have now was only made to like make them slightly competitive, but like they're still not even all that good. You should do a ranking on Netflix Castlevania seasons. I would, but I'm not a big enough fan of Castlevania to do something like that. Thoughts on Silent Hill? I'm not a fan of Silent Hill in the slightest. I tried like playing one Silent Hill for like an hour, and I was like, this isn't for me. This is not my style of games. Have I seen the movie released this year called Monkey Man? No. I saw like a trailer of that, and I was like, that's not for me. Nope, not interested. I mean, I doubt any 5D monsters could match Obelisk. It's not, okay, but here's the no. It's not even. There's plenty. There's plenty of 5D monsters that could take that thing down. There's like a whole list. Like shit. What's like, man, I'll give you like a list. Like, there's a bunch that would take. Dude, there's a lot. There's a lot of those. Yeah, like Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, that would take Obelisk down. Like Crimson Dragon, that could take Obelisk down. Like there's so many ways. Like if you tried using them in today's modern decks, the gods are not even all that powerful. Like the gods got out. Hell, the gods got outclassed during the GX period. They were outclassed. There were like so many monsters that could take the gods down easily. It's like the India John Wick. Questionable. No. Favorite Mark Wahlberg role? I don't have one. I'm not a big enough fan of his. Man, you're just throwing random questions. Favorite Gene Hackman? None. Favorite Liam Neeson? No. Yeah, you're just throwing random stuff out. Yeah. We don't got enough time for me to run through all those. Good try though. You must be a pretty fast typer. It's like comparing Craven to Arkham Batman Rogue Gallery. Yeah, you could say that. Favorite Ben At? Nope. Don't have one. Not a big enough fan of his. Don't have one. Nope. I wonder what Akiza's Black Rose Dragon could do against Blue Eyes attack points. It's not even that. It's that there's so many Blue Eyes monsters that won't be affected at all. Like, what the hell is Akiza gonna do against Blue Eyes Chaos Max? Like, what's that gonna do against Blue Eyes alternative Ultimate Dragon? Like, these are like top tier S tier monsters. Like, Akiza doesn't have ways to get rid of them, let alone try to beat them straight up. Like, some of them are completely immune to effects. Some of them can't even be destroyed in battle, and anything that attacks them, like, just Twin Burst Dragon, the only way to get rid of something like that is to banish it. Akiza doesn't banish cards. Like, if you attacked it with a stronger monster, your monster would survive, but then it would immediately be banished. So it's not even that. It's just Akiza. There's like a lot of there's a lot of cards in the Blue Eyes archetype that Akiza doesn't have a response to. You gotta leave, Butter? Okay, that's no problem. I'll catch you next week. Yeah. Blue Eyes Max gets an attack. Gets an attack boost. No, I don't think there's. I think there's a support card that does that, but I don't think Chaos Max is set at 4,000. And that can't be targeted. It can't be destroyed unless you beat it straight up. And Akiza doesn't have anything that could do that. And then you've got things like Blue Eyes Alternate, which can pop a card every turn and can just be special summoned by revealing a Blue Eyes. And then there's like two variations of, like, there's Blue Eyes Ultimate Alternative Dragon that has the ability to attack like multiple times a turn, based off of like how many Blue Eyes or fusion cards you have in your graveyard. Okay, maybe you guys heard that one. Did I see a movie called White Chicks? I've heard of it, I've never seen it, and I'll never watch that. That is not for me. I mean, her Black Guardian field spell might do something. Yeah, but then he would just pop that with Heartbeat from, it's like Beat of Summoning Dragon, which pops magic or trap cards. Like, it's Wing Beat of Summoning Dragon. It's like, it pops cards. Like, that's kind of how Kaiba beat Pegasus. He just used that. He popped the Toon World card. Pegasus lost all his tunes, and then he got taken out. So, like, trust me, Kaiba's got ways of popping cards. Favorite type of magic? All magic's created equal to me. Yeah, we got 3 more minutes. There's also, I think, Chaos Emperor Dragon. He has that too. He's got like a lot of cards that can do some real. Yeah, and that not only cooks everything on the field, it cooks everything in your hand. And what about Yugi Atem? He definitely might have something for. Oh, dude, how do you? I mean, there are ways, but like, how do you go up against someone who literally can draw any card he wants at any time? I mean, there are ways to get around that, but like very few people could counter that. Would I like to be a magician if I could choose to? No. No, I would not. I'm fine the way I am. Yeah, we got like 2 more minutes. Oh, and just so you know, I think we're gonna cut back and not do a mystery stream today. I'm just not feeling well enough for it to just go on for another hour. But hopefully, I'll be feeling better next week. Favorite magic trick? I don't have one. And I live in Vegas. We had Siegfried and Roy here before the whole Tiger incident. So yeah, we got a whole bunch of illusionists and magicians here. I mean, with Yugi Boy Luck, yeah. Favorite magician? I don't have a favorite magician. Unless it's the Dark Magician. I don't have one. But I think that's where I'm going to cut it off. I want to thank the number of you for joining this stream, even though I'm not feeling too well. And we'll hopefully continue this next Wednesday, and I'll be sure to post up a lot more content. So thanks, you guys, for stopping by, and I'll see you guys next week.